he's ready to grin. He's angry and ready to rain. From the madness of the world today, Dick's gonna tear it down his way. Special guest and top 5 list, reviews you don't wanna miss. He's ready and wants to be known. Don't forget the Vention Zone. Hey, woo! Dick is unleashed, kicking down the door. Hey, never leaves you wanting more. Buckle up, bitches. It's time to soar. This is the world according to Dick Buttons. Season 4. Opinion sharp, the mic's on fire.
That's right, everybody. Welcome to the world according to Dick Buttons. I'm Dick Buttons, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for pressing play on this week's episode. We got some of the usual shit, we got some new shit, and yes, another fantastic guest. So buckle up, pour yourself a cold one or a hot one, whatever floats your boat, and let's get started.
Season 4 is here, and Dick's back on the mic. He's fired up and ready to rant all night. There's always something that gets under his skin. So buckle up, folks, let the rants begin. Dick Buttons reigns. Season 4's got more. He's louder, he's prouder, and he's ready to roar.
All right, I have had it. I've absolutely had it. What in the actual hell is wrong with people who think it's okay just to leave garbage in the parking spot they just pulled out of? I'm not talking about one gum wrapper or a stray receipt. Oh no. This morning I pull into 7-Eleven to hit the ATM, and right there next to my car, an empty pizza box and an empty pack of cigarettes. Just sitting there, like it's some kind of trash sculpture. I mean, what in the actual fuck? Who raised you? Were you born in a landfill? Were you bottle fed on motor oil and shame? You finished your pizza, took your last drag, and looked around and thought, good enough. The world's my dumpster. Congratulations, you're the reason this planet is dying. You lazy, self-centered litter lords. You had to roll down your window anyway to flick your cigarette out. What stopped you from tossing your trash into the bin that's 10 feet away? Is gravity not working in your universe? Are your arms broken? Are you allergic to responsibility? And don't give me that there are people who get paid to clean that up excuse. Yeah, there are doctors who treat heart attacks, but I don't go around handing out chest pains for sport. Pick up your goddamn trash. And here are some Dick Buttons punishments for these assholes. The car confetti sentence. Every person who leaves trash in the parking spot gets their car filled to the brim with their own garbage. You leave a pizza box? Guess what, champ? You're driving home in a Chevy deep dish. The public display of filth. Offenders must wear a sign that says, I treat the planet like a dumpster, while standing in the parking lot they defiled, holding their own trash like it's the Stanley Cup. The eternal loop punishment. Every time they park, they have to walk back to the last spot and clean up every piece of litter within a 10-foot radius, forever. You wanted to be lazy once? Great. Now you're on the cleanup crew for life. And the pizza box of shame. Anyone who leaves a pizza box behind is forced to wear it like a hat for 24 hours. Bonus points if it still smells like regret and pepperoni. So to all the parking lot pigs out there, clean up your fucking act. Literally. This isn't your living room. It's a shared space. Stop treating it like your personal garbage can, because next time I see a pizza box in a parking spot, I might just deliver a rant right to your face. No tip included. All right, look. I gotta say it. If you're a grown-ass adult still using a backpack instead of a proper computer bag, briefcase, or messenger bag, what in the actual fuck are you doing with your life? You're 35, Chad. You've got a mortgage, a 401k, and lower back pain, and you're not hiking through middle school. You're walking into an office, not a cafeteria. You've got quarterly reports, not juice boxes. Why are you strapping on a JanSport like you're late for algebra? Oh, but it's ergonomic. It's good for my posture. Yeah, so is acting like a goddamn adult. There's a difference between functional and looking like you're about to trade Pokemon cards at recess. And let's talk about how it looks. You're wearing a pressed shirt, nice shoes, maybe even a blazer, and then you turn around and bam, Dora the Explorer energy. You look like you're smuggling textbooks and trauma. Nothing says take me seriously like unzipping your nylon sack to pull out a half-eaten granola bar and a MacBook covered in stickers. And I swear, Some of you even have those backpacks with the chest clip strap. What is that for? Stabilizing your dignity as it escapes your body? You look like you're about to summit Mount Office Depot. And as always, here are some Dick Buttons punishments for these crazy maniacs. The dress code detention. Anyone over 25 caught wearing a backpack to work has to spend a full day at an actual middle school, complete with cafeteria pizza, group projects, and dodgeball humiliation. The executive upgrade. Replace every adult's backpack with a proper briefcase filled with random office supplies and a note that says, "Congratulations, you've leveled up." How about the straps of shame? You could keep your backpack, but you have to wear it over one shoulder like a confused sitcom teenager from 1998. Let the world see your midlife crisis in full swing. And the airplane rule. Every adult backpack user must board last and explain to the entire flight why they still carry a bag designed for field trips. Bonus points if it's covered in patches. So yeah, lose your backpack. You're an adult, not an 8th grader waiting for mom's minivan. Get a real bag, carry it like a grown-up, and stop giving off lost tourist on the subway vibes, because right now, you don't look prepared. You look prepubescent. Okay, can someone please explain to me what in the hell is happening at Staples these days? Because apparently it's not an office supply store anymore. It's a goddamn Amazon return processing center. I'm talking about these people, and you know who you are. You show up with 25 returns in your arms, like Santa Claus if he only delivered disappointment. You've got bags, boxes, packaging tape, labels, and you're holding up the line while the rest of us normal, functional human beings are standing there with one return, the proper civilized amount. Why are you even returning an entire warehouse's worth of crap? Are you running a side hustle? Did you just buy everything on Amazon to try it out? You've got shoes, sweaters, blenders, maybe even a cat tree, all piled up like an episode of Hoarders, Prime Edition. And then, the audacity! You're never ready. You don't have your QR code pulled up, and you don't have the items labeled, and you're rummaging through your tote bag like it's Mary Poppins' purse of poor decisions. And meanwhile, the line behind you stretches all the way down the printer ink aisle, and everybody's quietly debating which felony charge is worth taking to make you move faster. And don't you dare act surprised when the clerk says, "It might take a few minutes." Yeah, no fucking kidding. You brought enough returns to open up a new store. And as always, here are some Dick Buttons punishments for these maniacs. The return limit rule. You get one. That's it. One return per visit. You got more? Tough. Come back tomorrow and maybe the line will forgive you, but I won't. The express lane of shame. Anyone with more than 5 returns goes to a special line. No phones, no chairs, no air conditioning, and the line plays elevator music on repeat until you repent. The restock tax. Every time you return something without a legit reason, you owe Staples one random office supply item. Congrats! You're now the proud owner of 12 packs of sticky notes and eternal shame. The buy local boot camp. Chronic returners get banned from online shopping for a month, and you must physically go to stores like it's 1998. You'll learn real quick how to make a decision before checkout. So to all the Amazon return maniacs out there, stop it! You're not a fulfillment center. You're just a pain in everyone's ass. You don't need to return the entire contents of your living room today. Pace yourself, Alice. Let the rest of us civilized people drop off our one fucking package and move on with our lives. Because next time I'm in line behind you with your 25 boxes, I swear to God, I'm going to start scanning you for a return label. All right, I've had it. I'm standing in the shower this morning, half awake, water in my eyes, and I go to wash my hair. And what do I get? Nothing. Just a sad, hollow noise from my $35 bottle of luxury shampoo. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm smacking the bottle, I'm shaking it, I'm holding it upside down like it was a ketchup bottle from hell. Nothing. It's like trying to get toothpaste out of a rock. There's always that last little bit taunting you, clinging to the walls like it's holding on for dear life. I paid $35 for this, and apparently I only get to use 90% of it. Oh, and don't tell me, just add a little water and shake it. Yeah, because I want to feel like I'm washing my hair with shampoo soup. I didn't buy Evian and Bubbles. I bought a high-end, salon-grade science juice that promised volumizing hydration and radiant shine. What I got was a plastic hostage situation. You think this is an accident? Oh no, my friends. This is by design. These companies know exactly what they're doing. They make those fancy bottles with the non-slip grip and the microscopic openings that trap the last drop of shampoo like it's the Ark of the Covenant. Because they know you're going to give up. You're going to throw it out. And then, boom, you're back at the store plunking down another $35 for rainforest rejuvenation or celestial volume therapy or whatever nonsense they're peddling this week. How about instead of infused with botanical oils and rare extracts, you infuse it with a way to actually get the fucking product out of the damn bottle? So here are some classic Dick Buttons fixes for this monstrosity. The upside down bottle test. Every shampoo executive must stand in the shower and try to get that last drop out. No scissors, no water, just sheer desperation. Let's see how invigorating it feels now. The refund rule. For every ounce stuck in the bottle, we get 50 cents back. You want to charge $35 for 10 ounces? You better make damn sure I get 10 ounces. How about the squeeze of shame? Design teams must publicly demonstrate their bottle design in front of a crowd. If they can't get that last drop out in under a minute, they get blasted with conditioner until they learn. And the true value challenge. Replace every high-end shampoo with a $2 bottle of Suave for 1 week. Let's see who's really clean. The broke guy with the accessible shampoo or the rich guy still shaking his bottle like a maraca of rage. So yeah, to all you fancy shampoo companies out there, stop playing fucking games. I'm not asking for miracles. I'm just asking for gravity to work. Let me get what I paid for before I need to call NASA to extract the last drop of conditioner. Because at this point, I'm spending more time wrestling with the bottle than actually washing my hair.
Dick's got a guest. Oh yes, who's in the hot seat? Take a guess. We'll rant, we'll laugh, we'll put him to the test. On the world according to Dick Buttons, Dick's got a guest.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the podcast where I bring a guest in. Every once in a while, you come across an artist whose work stops you dead in your scroll. Someone whose visuals not only grab your attention, but say something bold, clever, and instantly recognizable. Today's guest is one of those rare creators. He's a digital artist whose unique, provocative, and often hilarious Howard Stern-themed pieces have become a staple across social media, especially on Facebook, where his fans can't get enough of him. His signature mix of humor, commentary, and pop culture, and his ability to blend satire and emotion into each image he does, makes him an original in the digital art world. So it's an absolute honor to have him here on my show today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the incredibly talented Doc Ivan to the world according to Dick Buttons. How you doing, sir?
How am I supposed to live up to any of that?
Listen, sir, you are a legend in, at least to me, in Facebook, because that's how I came across you. You know, we cross paths in the Howard Stern rooms on Facebook, but your stuff is clearly, to me, it's legendary. And I don't have to blow smoke up your ass. I'm just being honest.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So the first question I do have for you, what age did you start being creative? Did it start, obviously it didn't start with digital art because we're probably both the same age, or you might be younger than me, but what medium did you start with?
I'm younger than you, buddy.
I'm sure about that?
I'm older than you.
I'm 60.
I'm 65.
All right, cool. Well, about the same age then. So at what age did you get started being creative with art? Was it at an early age, or did you find that later in life?
My father was an artist. So as soon as I could pick up a pencil, one of the first gifts I remember getting as a child was an easel in my room, complete with paints and pencils. And my mother was just like, "You're crazy. Why are you throwing all this stuff at him?" It's one of those big Fisher-Price red plastic things with kind of, paper that you peel off. And on the flip, it was a chalkboard. And I got all these colored chalks. I didn't even know how to write my name yet. And my parents put up one of those alphabet things that you see on a bulletin board when you're in grammar school. And they told me how to spell my name, and they taught me the letters. And one of the first things I did was write, and underneath it, I drew a picture of myself without being asked. I was probably 4.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, I had the tools, and my father was always drawing. And one of the things I did with my daughter is in my office here, when she was 4 years old, if I was drawing, she had her own sketch pad, and I would let her draw with me. And it was
That's
one of the more
awesome.
bonding things that we did.
Now, would you say at that age of 4, were you advanced in technique, or what? Like, did people look at it and go, "Well, who drew that?" And then they said he did. No, he's only 4. Were you that good, or was it?
Oh, I mean, drawing like anything else is just, I guess, practice. I wish I could still do it. I have arthritis in my hands. I can't. I don't. I
Okay.
don't draw as much as I used to. I still do, but not very often.
So was the subject matter when you were that young? Was it always, because your stuff is so edgy and so not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's current, and it hits a pulse. It has a meaning to it. Did you find yourself even at a younger age, like drawing the neighbor or your aunt or your uncle in a funny situation?
No, as a matter of fact, I never did like still life drawings or pictures of people. What it was going on, my problem is I'm severely ADD. And so right now I'm talking to you and I have Bugs Bunny cartoons running on a loop. It literally, I'm hearing Rocky and Muggsy right now. He's not in this stove. This is what I'm hearing. And, everybody thinks I'm joking when I say it, but it never ended. I think the word you were looking for what most of the things I do is surreal.
Okay, that's a good word. Yes,
really
thank you.
All over the place. When I'm not doing the stern stuff, if I'm just doing portraits of I do surreal portraits of myself on Facebook all the time. I try to do something different each time. And basically, things melting out of my head, or that's a lot of one of my first influences. My parents had a Salvador Dali.
Exactly. I was going to bring that up because that's exactly what your stuff reminds me of.
When I was 4 or 5, I discovered the Dali coffee table book, and I opened it. I started looking at the pictures. I immediately began to copy like cliffs and things, like attempt to do the same kind of work. And there's a painting behind me, which is my father did, which is based that way. And I have some Dalis hanging in my house. I mean, lithographs. I wish I could afford the originals, but I mean, it's a big thing with us.
I mean, that's immediately when I saw your stuff, I said, wow, I wonder if he's doing that on purpose. But I mean, if you're picking up that coffee table book when you were a kid, it makes total sense now.
It was always, he was very arty. My mother, not so much. My father, definitely.
Now, do you think the ADD lends itself to your creativity and the composition of the stuff that you do?
Well, it's one of the things that shuts off the voices. If I'm doing something, basically now all I work is in Photoshop for the most part. Okay. I love Photoshop. It's endless. It's an infinite plateau for anything you want to do. So it's the one thing when I buckle down and I focus on that. I focus on nothing but the work that I'm doing, and it shuts that off. Otherwise, I'm running 24/7 in my head.
Right. So you started at a young age. Did you pursue that going through grade school and middle school and high school? Were you always, in an art class or doing shows and stuff?
Well, in public school, I was I was not very pleased. I mean, we didn't have much money. I went to the local public school, and art class was, they gave you an 8.5 by 11 sheet of manila paper, crayons and paints, and said, draw a tree. Here are those Bugs Bunny cartoons, just so I would do things like I would make the trees not look like trees. I mean, I would put hands coming out of them or something weird like this. And the teachers said, this isn't what I asked you to do. Completely ignoring that I'm trying to do something extra. I'm giving more of myself to it.
Right, and that's so short-sighted.
Yeah, but it was the 60s. I mean, you grew up in my era.
Okay.
And if the school didn't have any money, they were not going to feed me like crazy ideas. And then as soon as the drug culture picked up, anything like that, they didn't want us doing it all.
Right. Yeah. No, I understand. I remember teachers. I didn't have a talent like that, but I had a big mouth, which lends itself to this, me doing a podcast and shouting into a microphone so people can hear me. And they didn't know what quite to do with me. And I wasn't diagnosed with ADD back in the day, but I'm pretty sure I had it.
Well, a lot of us do, I think. I don't know where it comes from, but I was always with it.
Do you think that it well, you said it shuts the drawing shuts off all the voices and the cartoons in your head, right? So
Anything that I hyper focus on, any kind of project. If I'm doing a project, all I see is the project. Everything else disappears. And my wife is yelling at me, "You're not paying attention to me because I'm in a project. I can't, honey, I've been with you 40 years. If I'm hyper focused on something, shut the door. I'll get to you when I'm done for the day." Or whenever.
there you go. You think they'd catch on after a while, right?
Well, she's learned. I mean, she's the greatest. I mean, I don't deserve her, but after 40 years, more than 40 years.
Now, can I ask this question? Do you make a living doing this, or is this strictly?
Ask any question.
Well, I didn't want to be rude. I don't want to press.
I've been asked worse.
Do you make a living at this, or is this just a side thing that you do?
I did it as a real thing for a while, but it was never my biggest part of my income. No.
Right, but so you like it, right? So it's something that helps you with the ADD. You can shut things off. You can lose yourself in the work. You did it for a while and you got paid. That's awesome. When did the Stern connection come in?
The Stern connection, I had open heart surgery in 1996.
Wow.
And I began listening to Howard at DC 101 in 1980.
Oh, wow. You started before me.
I was in DC at the time.
Okay.
And then we moved around, but the NBC years, I missed most of that, but I had people sending me tapes. And then when he got syndicated on K-Rock, K-Rock, and then the Philly market and the DC market, I picked it back up again. I was in the early chat rooms. I was a big part of that early scene, like you read about in Private Parts.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
I was all there for that.
So did you, at that point, you were drawing Stern-related stuff or creating Stern-related stuff?
Well, I was laid up from open heart surgery, and which I was telling you before, and I basically couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
The internet was a brand new thing.
Right.
Kind of, the year before it started permeating through the masses, and I wanted to keep occupied. And I had a cousin who had a program which is called Microsoft Picture It.
I remember that.
And I had never done any kind of digital art before. And I couldn't really sit up at a table or at an easel and draw anything. So before I had arthritis bad, so I could still draw. But I was doing some drawing, but not really. And they gave me this program and I started making everything with it. And then at the time, I was running a very popular Howard Stern message board at the same time and using my art on the message board.
What was the name of the message board?
The Traveling Howard Stern Message Board, THSMB, which later on merged with Mutt's Stern Fan Network, which
that's what I remember. Yeah.
I was the top mod at that.
Okay.
So
we definitely have crossed paths because I was a member on there.
Well, then you saw my picture on there and my artwork all over that thing. I mean, yes. I still have people sending me hate mail from the time I was there, and that was over 15 years ago. So, guys, get a life,
Right? Yeah. I mean,
you're still mad at me. There's something wrong with you. But message boards don't work unless you have drama. And I threw gasoline on some fires. I did things to make people mad on slow days, and and since I was in charge, they couldn't do anything to me, so they got very angry. But it made for a more interesting read.
Yeah, I remember that. I had fun on that message board too, and I do remember your stuff. And so, has Howard ever seen your stuff? Like, did it ever make it up to him?
On the air, he talked up. If you go to my YouTube channel, he talks about Stern Show Comics, which I do. I've done things for Howard TV.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
No, I've been paid by them. Yeah. I mean, they've had me, if you just Google me, I mean, you'll see some of the stuff that's been on howardstern.com that I've I've done things they've asked me directly to do. And the Stern Connection, because of the first message board, anybody who was remotely connected with the show, and when I was on Stern Fan Network, I did all their artwork for nothing. So all the Killer comedy tours, the Ronnie shows that they did, that when Howard was talking about the projection on the side of the building in Atlantic City, it's my artwork. All the artwork from all those shows is me. I was the designated guy for that. Billboards in Times Square for the Killers of Comedy, all that stuff that he talked about and Howard hated, it was all me.
Well, that you have to be happy with that, no?
Oh, no, thrilled. I mean, because basically I was making money from it then. I was designing people's company logos, and now AI has taken all that over. It's a good thing I'm retired.
So I was going to get into that. I mean, since you did the segue into that.
I'm glad I segued for you, buddy.
Where's I guess now that you said what you said, your whole thought process on AI and what it's doing to the art industry, music industry, movies.
Well, it's still a new baby. You don't know what it's doing yet. It's not fair to really, as far as what I do, like I see people who do artwork now that use it exclusively or move more toward it. I don't bother with it. My stuff doesn't look like anybody else's stuff. And the thing with the AI that I've noticed is 90% of it all looks the same. It looks like the same artist did everything. And when you look at mine, you can look at anybody else's, but when you see something of mine, you go, Ivan did that.
No, that is the God's honest truth.
I can tell. I don't have to read the bottom right corner. That's who did it. So I don't knock other people for using it. Anything for people to be creative. There are many artists in Stern world that I really love. But they borrow from it. It's obvious they borrow from it.
Right. I mean, the way I look at it, especially in music, like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, everyone was bitching about auto-tune, but now every artist uses auto-tune.
If you listen to hip hop, 90% of it sounds the same to me.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that.
Our music, we're too old. It's not made for us. It's not our music.
Right, I agree with you on that. Yeah. But I mean, so I the way I look at AI, instead of people fighting it, I think the industry, movie, music, art should learn to just use it as another tool.
I'm all for that. I'm not against it by any stretch. I mean, I think anything that keeps people doing creative things, I'm all for.
Right. And I have to say, I'm very grateful that I am a recipient of a Doc Ivan original. You did a logo for my podcast a little over a year ago, I believe.
Oh, well, I do so many images. I'm sorry if I don't remember it.
That's okay. No. I used it. I used it in the promo.
I don't save anything. People say to me, 5 years ago, you did this for me, and I don't remember doing it. I'm terrible that way.
Well, no, it's not that you're terrible. You do a lot, probably. I mean, you save your work, I hope.
No,
not even the stuff that. Oh,
if I look at something from 5 years ago, I wish it would be off the internet. A lot of it.
Oh, so you're that critical of your own stuff that
it's just I'm sure there's some shows that you've done that if you re-listen to them and they're 8 years old and you go, oh my God, what am I doing?
Yeah, I'm only been doing this is year 4, but you're right. That first year, I went back and listened, and it is quite disgusting.
Right. I mean, you just like you've learned something. And so the thing is my stuff stays out there forever. And then I have people who find really old stuff that I've done. And they put it up. And I'm like, will you please get rid of that? And I have to go through, if you go to my Facebook page, I know you're on it. My albums. I mean, I have stuff, and I delete stuff quietly. I get rid of things. I look at it, I go, that can't stay. I have to get rid of that. And I don't save any of it.
Yeah, but they say it's in the eye of the beholder. There may be people who still get something out of it. Isn't that important too?
Yeah, but a lot of it is time sensitive too. I mean,
you're right.
Who needs pictures I did from a show with Crackhead Bob?
Crackhead Bob.
You know what I mean? I mean, George was a great guy and I loved him, but I mean, there are things I did of him that any listener for the past 10 years has no idea what that is.
Right. What do you think the state of the Stern Show is now as compared to when we first started listening?
It's ending. It's been ending for a couple of years.
Do
The pandemic is making it end.
do you honestly think he does not renew?
I don't know. I don't know what to think. I've learned one thing and one thing only. When it comes to what Howard's going to do, I'm not smart enough to figure it out because I'm wrong every time.
Yeah, it's funny. He's not what he used to be, but everybody matures, everybody morphs and
I
changes.
can't imagine a 70-year-old man painting breasts green for St. Patrick's Day.
Right, that's what I'm seeing. And people are holding him.
People who want that, I mean, he's, people always blame Beth or blame that he's gotten soft or he's woke or he's this or he's that. And basically, you want to blame something with Howard, blame therapy.
Yeah.
Therapy fixed that monster. But he would have died if he didn't have, he would have went nuts the way he was going. He couldn't have relationships with people.
I do like the new grounded, heartfelt Howard. I'm enjoying it still. It's not, a lot of, I turned that off years ago. I still listen.
I like the interviews. And Sal, Richard, and Steve Nowicki and Chris Wilde, Blitt, they're all doing, the craziness is still in the background.
Right.
There's a lot of fun stuff still happening. Mehmet, Wolfie, the stuff Wolfie does, going to Fist Fest and all these things.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the thing is they used to have that kind of thing in the studio. There was nothing like those first years at Sirius with Artie there. And, Jeff the Vomit guy in the studio throwing up on women. It was no wonder, people criticize it. It can't be that unless they're all in the studio. And you can't have whackpackers anymore because there's no place for them to perform the way they used to show who they were.
Do you have a favorite subject to work with? And I know you can't say you, other than you, because a lot of the pieces that you do are of you. Is there your next favorite subject that you like to draw?
Things from the show, obviously. I've devoted so much of my efforts to that. As far as if you want to go to Whackpackers, there was nothing like Eric the actor and my history with him. The scathing single space emails, 4 or 5 pages of just how he's going to destroy me, even though he didn't have the means to do anything, nothing I was doing was slander. I wasn't hurting him in any way. Finally, before he died, Johnny Fratto fixed that. Johnny was very helpful in that, but he was always fantastic for anything because, people always say how Beetlejuice was the greatest whackpacker, but Eric just was, amazing with the modeling agencies and the craziness and all the stuff that he would just put out there.
Right.
And expect to be treated like he was De Niro or something.
Right. So that wasn't an act then. You think that was his genuine, what he felt?
No, he believed it. He thought, you got to remember how much Howard put him on.
I remember,
it was rare that he didn't get on for some time. And then all the mileage that they got out of him, just when Ralph would get on with him. What do you want to be called? And they would do that thing with his names and everything. He provided so much content because of how arrogant he was and, full of himself and saying, well, I won't do this show anymore. And all of a sudden he'd realize if he didn't do this show, nobody was going to have him because Howard helped make him funny. But he truly believed he deserved Playboy models. And that was all very real with Eric.
That's crazy.
More
power to him, though.
He got the taste of fame. You got to remember, when I worked those Killers of Comedy shows with Whackpackers and stuff, my main job in a lot of those shows, I back then I was a big guy. I was benching 400. I was a monster.
Wow.
And I was working the door to the dressing room and letting women in, and they would beg to get. They would get topless with Beetlejuice and put his head between their boobs and, take pictures like this and just like any kind of fame at all. there's something about it that happens to people. And
Oh,
Eric was one of those people that when he tasted fame, went right to his head.
I remember I contacted Beetlejuice, his handler. You could actually hire him out for a party.
Oh, Bob, you talked to Bobby?
Yeah.
Lee?
Yeah, and you could, I think for $500, he'd come for a half hour and just mingle with your guests. And I almost was tempted to do it.
Yeah, Lester's a lot of fun. I've spent a lot of time with Lester. I'm protecting Lester from people who want to pick him up or give him too much alcohol, or you work a show with the guy because you got to keep him in a good mood. If he's in a bad mood, he's the most uncooperative person.
Yeah, and that's why I ultimately did not do it.
Yeah. But he's a sweetheart if he knows you, and
Right.
he's great. But if he gets in a bad mood, I mean, that's shot to hell. He won't do what you ask him.
How many hours a day do you create? Do you set aside time, or is it whenever the something hits you?
If it's show related, I'm listening to the show, and during the show, I'll take notes for something I want to do. And like a comic, a good comic will take me an hour and a half. But as far as other things, it depends. I mean, if I'm doing I did a death portrait of Ben Stern. I saw you. Probably saw that. That took about 2 hours. But only because I'm not satisfied. I'll take something. Some things I have a folder. You'll see me put something out, and the header on will be from the archives. It's something that I started 6 months ago, and I couldn't finish. I wasn't happy with it, and then I'll go back to it fresh, and then I'll finish it. So do you ever
like toss stuff like that? You go back and you went, nah.
So for everything that you see that I've done, there's been 5 things that have been thrown away.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's always the case that you're your own worst critic.
I used to put everything out there, and that was a mistake. I learned to regret looking at those things because I did them because it was funny in the moment, and I put them out, and then I realized that the artwork wasn't good, or there was something I missed. I just didn't get it. There are things that I missed. And then it's funny because there's another artist who I love. I always promote him. A Stern artist, David Glantz, is wonderful. I don't know if you've seen his stuff.
No, I don't know the name. I probably have seen his.
He's fantastic. You'll find him on Instagram, David Glantz. Okay. And now he's actually become more popular with the Stern people than I am. I mean, he gets much more views on his stuff.
Really?
He's doing wonderful. And I knew him when he started out. I mean, but he's terrific. And there are things that he finds sometimes that I miss, or he beats me to it. Like I'll be 3/4 of the way done, and I have to check his account because I don't want to repeat what he's done. If he got the same way out of it, I don't want to do the same thing he's doing.
Was there any chance of a collaboration between you two, or is it hard to do because
I don't work well with others. I think if I do something, I like to do my own thing. I'm only single frame. I don't do video. So I can't imagine doing that.
Right. Other than Stern and yourself, are there any other subject matters that you do that strike you? Do you do political stuff? Do you do topic?
I've done tons of political stuff. I've done campaign work for people. Done campaign posters for local politicians. I've designed bumper stickers. I've designed all kinds of things, patches, things for boutiques, shopping bags.
Well, that's cool though.
All kinds of stuff. Like regular work that not under the Dr. Ivan name. It's under my real name, and which I never give out on the internet.
That's fine. My name is not spoiler alert, my name is not Dick Buttons.
I have a feeling it wouldn't be, but there's not a radio name in the world that should be.
That's your that's not a money stream thing, the other stuff. Is it like, is that your other job, or is it this?
My other job is basically the reason why I got to devote so much time to the artwork is that my wife has a very powerful job, and I had my in-laws living in my house, and I took care of them. And when I wasn't taking care of them, or taking care of my kid, I was in front of the computer doing art, or not going to the gym. I was at the computer doing art.
Okay. That seems like a fair trade-off to me.
Well, I had to express myself somewhere or go out of my mind. You know, I mean, I love my kid and everything, but you know, I can just play with action figures on the floor for just so long. I mean,
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
I got to do something for myself.
Now, you mentioned Photoshop. Is that your tool of choice?
Yeah, it's the greatest. I love Photoshop, and then there's no way to conquer it. There's always something else that can be done.
Well, it's limitless, right? It's whatever comes out of your head, really.
Right. Right.
Have you toyed with the nano banana stuff with the Google AI or no?
No, because again, I've played with AI for a while, but then every time I looked at it, I saw the same look of it.
Right.
Everywhere else. If you put AI art just in Google Images, use the term AI art, and put it in, you hit enter, everything that comes up has that same beautiful, slick looking fantasy art. It all looks like the fantasy art that was in comics in the 70s.
Right.
Like Frank Frazetta, Boris Vallejo. It all has that very slick look, perfect bodies, and then the highlights are perfect, everything. To me, there's no character to it. I mean, that first viewing, it's very impressive. And, you know, but everything looks the same.
Yeah.
But then they'll change it so you can, you know, make it different eventually. I'm sure they will. But right now, I'm, you know, it's not that I'm not impressed. It's just, I don't know what I would do with it.
Yeah, but I don't think and you can't replace what you do, what comes out of your head. Like, you know, when I look at a piece of your art and I go, oh yeah, that's a dot piece. It's because of what you felt and what you were thinking, and you were able to express that through the art on the computer. Right. I think AI can't do that.
If I could describe that the way, you know, as the technology gets better, if I could describe out of my head what I really want to see, and the computer could ape that, who knows where it could go?
I think it can. I think
it's in its infancy, Dick.
Yeah. And I think it's out of the bag, and it's not. You can't stuff it back in. I just think it's.
Want to.
There are those.
But you know, that's like anything else. What I mean, when the car first was introduced, I don't need that. I have a horse and buggy.
Exactly. Right.
I mean, you know, it's time. I guess. I mean, this is supposed to be. We're supposed to evolve as people.
Well, some of us will evolve. Some people just.
Well, but there's always the people who will resist. And if you're getting political, I don't want to get started, but.
I know. I don't. That's the.
I don't want to go back to the 50s.
No, I don't. Two topics I don't do on the podcast are religion and politics, because I lose half the audience if I gave an opinion.
Oh yeah,
so.
You know.
So, last question. I don't want to keep you too long.
You're not keeping me. I'm enjoying this, actually.
I appreciate you taking the time.
You can cut me down all you like. That'd be fine.
No. This is perfect time. Where do you see yourself in 5-10 years still doing? I mean, the Stern show is probably going to end. That's your prediction anyway. What would be your muse then when the show stops?
I'll just do images that pop out of my head.
Okay. I mean, I look
I've always done before. I mean, or I will, you know, or do things for friends. People's. I do a lot of work for people's pets. They want.
Oh, that's a big business right there.
Yeah, I do a lot of that, and again, if you pay attention on my pages, you'll see that a lot of people, when a pet passes away, it's very sad, and or somebody passes away, they want canvas art for the funeral,
right?
You know, services and stuff. I've done a ton of that kind of work, you know, but I'll probably get bored. My problem is if I don't find it to be becoming more interesting, if I don't feel like I'm moving forward, I will stop. I'll just quit and take up something else. Probably animation next. You know, maybe.
Oh, you'd be awesome at that.
Oh well, you know, but again, because of my ADHD, I mean, the learning curve may be tough for me. I've threatened to do it before, but I've never seemed to have the time. I've got to really to put anything out where people will see it. I've got to really buckle down and work because
Right.
there's an expectation that comes when you're me.
Right.
So I mean, not that. Boy, that sounded arrogant.
No, listen, I totally agree with you.
I'm the worst critic, though. I have an expectation more than anybody else.
But that's why your stuff is so good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. But I don't think you'll see any of it, and I'll probably be too old anyway.
Right.
By that time, and I'll stop. I'll just quit.
All right.
I
Well,
want to go on here. I may dive into family and never come out of it. I'm going to be a grandfather soon. So
well, that's going to occupy all your time.
Well, a lot of it. And the way I'm going to have it here is my daughter was raised with her grandparents under this roof. And then what I'm doing now is I have a lot of construction people here. And I'm going to have my daughter and her husband and the kid will be here because this place is huge where I live. I got a lot of space.
That's awesome, though. That's like it was back in the 50s. My mom all her family lived in one building.
Right.
In Brooklyn. So,
right. We'll do the same thing.
That's awesome. I want you to know I appreciate you, sir. You make me laugh on a daily basis.
Well, this was great. I really enjoyed this.
No, and
it's not like anything else I've done. I've done probably 6 or 7 podcasts, and they're virtually all the same. This was not. I really enjoyed this, and I would definitely.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. Thanks again for coming on, and I look forward to your next piece. Thank you again, sir.
Take care.
Questions flying, answers loud as Dick Buttons. Listener lightning round. No filter, no fear. It's going down. Zap! And right here, right now.
All right, my friends, it's that magical time again. Listener lightning round. You send me your questions from around the world, and I answer them with the honesty of a man who has clearly lost all patience with humanity. 5 questions, 5 locations, 5 chances for me to regret checking my inbox. Let's roll. Question 1 comes from Chad from New Jersey.
So Dick, how many slices of pizza is too many?
Chad, my man, the limit doesn't exist. Too many slices? That's not a number. That's a mood. The real question is, how much self-respect you're willing to lose in one sitting. Personally, I stop when the shame outweighs the cheese, usually around slice 8. Question 2 comes from Lena from Germany.
Okay, Mr. Buttons, I need to know, Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck?
Easy. Bugs Bunny, he's cool, calm, and always one step ahead, a trickster genius. Daffy? He's pure chaos wrapped in feathers. He's the guy at work who complains about everything but never has a solution. Bug gets it done. Daffy gets fired. Question 3 comes from Alex from Ohio.
So, Dick, what was your favorite game to play as a teenager?
Oh, this one's easy. Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, that's right. I spent my youth rolling dice, slaying dragons, and pretending I had social skills. I wasn't out partying. I was in a basement arguing about spell slots and moral alignment. And you know what? It was glorious. I still say more world leaders should play Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe they learn about teamwork and stop acting like goblins. Question 4 comes from Maria from Spain.
Hey, Dickie boy, why?
Maria, I've been asking myself that same question for 60 years. Why? Because people are stupid. That's why. Because someone, somewhere, always finds a way to ruin something good. Because the universe has a sense of humor and I'm the punchline. That's why. And question 5 comes from Trevor from Canada.
Hello there, Dick. Do you think we will ever make it to Mars?
Sure, Trevor, but let's be real. We can't even keep Starbucks lids from leaking or drivers from using turn signals. You think we're ready for Mars? Half the people I know can't figure out how to work a self-checkout, and we're trusting them with space travel? I give it 50-50. We either colonize Mars or accidentally blow it up trying to make it wireless. Well, this is your listener lightning round for this week. Keep those questions coming. The dumber they get, the happier I am to roast them. And until next time, stay curious, stay caffeinated, and for the love of God, stop after slice number 8.
You just can't miss.
All right, kids, it's time once again for Do You Remember This? That special segment where we crack open the pop culture coffin and dig up the delicious relics of our childhood. And today, oh yeah, we're talking about the monster cereals, those spooky, sugary, cartoon-coated legends that made breakfast feel like Halloween every single morning. I'm talking about Count Chocula, Frankenberry, Boo Berry, Fruit Brute, Yummy Mummy, and the newest ghoul in the graveyard, Carmella Creeper. Count Chocula, the original monster of the bunch, debuted in March of 1971. Count Chocula was the world's first chocolate-flavored cereal with chocolate marshmallows, brought to you by General Mills. He had the classic vampire vibe, fangs, cape, Transylvanian accent, and the confidence of a man who knew kids would trade their souls for one more bowl. This was the breakfast of choice for every kid who wanted dessert before noon. Frankenberry. Launched the same year as Count Chocula, Frankenberry brought pink cereal and strawberry marshmallows to the mix. The character? A clumsy, lovable Frankenstein monster who just wanted to feed you pink sugar. Fun fact, the early dye formula literally turned some kids' poop pink. Parents freaked, General Mills reformulated, and the legend of Frankenberry stool was born. Yeah, it was the 70s. Everything was toxic and delicious. 2 years later, Blueberry floated in, the ghostly crooner with the smooth blueberry jam. He was cool, calm, and hauntingly hip. Not quite as popular as Chocula or Frankenberry, but he had a cult following energy, the kind of cereal you had to hunt down like buried treasure. Now here's a deep cut. Fruit Brute, the werewolf-themed cereal that hit shelves in 1974. Generic fruit flavor, rainbow marshmallows, loud box art, and enough artificial coloring to make your eyeballs hum. He was the first monster to get the axe, discontinued in 1982, but not before Quentin Tarantino resurrected him in Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs. That's right, Fruit Brute made it to the big screen. And in the late 80s, General Mills said, you know what this lineup needs? A mummy. So they unwrapped Yummy Mummy in 1988, a vanilla-flavored cereal with fruit marshmallows, bright, loud, and it was gone by 1992. He had a short run, but collectors still treat those boxes like holy relics of breakfast gods. Now, flash forward to 2023, 30 years later, and the monsters got a new band member, Carmella Creeper, the first female monster in the lineup. She's a neon green zombie DJ with a caramel apple flavored cereal and a Gen Z attitude. And you know what? She fits right in. Sugary, spooky, and a little unhinged, just how we like it. So what started as a 1970s marketing gimmick turned into decades of nostalgia. Every fall, General Mills resurrects these monsters for a limited time return, because deep down, we all miss being kids with milk-stained lips, cartoon commercials on TV, and no clue that half the stuff we were eating was 90% sugar and pure joy. These cereals became pop culture icons, merch, Halloween tie-ins, even collector's editions. They weren't just breakfast, they were a rite of passage. So yeah, Count Chocula, Frankenberry, Boo Berry, Fruit Brute, Yummy Mummy, and Carmella Creeper. Proof that monsters aren't scary, unless you're a parent reading the sugar content. But for the rest of us, they were the delicious ghosts of Saturday mornings past.
Spin that wheel, no one's spared. Dicks locked in, so be prepared. It might be wild, it might upset. You never know with red roulette.
The wheel of listener submitted topics where you tell me what to blow my gasket about, and I let it rip. All right, let's spin that wheel and see which poor soul's suggestion is about to get scorched. Oh, this is my favorite part. Here we go. And it lands on Rebecca from Oregon. And Rebecca wants me to rant about the Home Depot helpers who don't know a damn thing. Oh my God, yes, Rebecca, bless you. This one hits me right in the cordless drill. All right, you fellow maniacs and degenerates, it's that time again. Because what in the name of DIY hell is going on at Home Depot? You walk in there expecting to talk to some grizzled tool belt wearing expert who can tell you exactly what size screw fits your bracket. And instead, you get a 19-year-old in an orange apron who looks like they just got lost on their way to a TikTok video. You ask where to find a specific bolt, and they say, I think maybe aisle 14, and then vanish into the lumber section like a confused ghost. It's called Home Depot, not Guest Depot. You're supposed to know things. You can't just stand there holding a walkie-talkie like it's a magic wand and hope someone else answers your question for you. Yeah, we really don't carry that. Oh, really, Sparky? That's funny, because I'm looking right at it on your damn website. And don't even get me started on when you ask for help cutting wood. They look at the saw like it's an alien technology. I'm not certified for that. You're wearing a vest covered in sawdust, dude. I thought that was the whole point of your existence. They strut around like experts, but when you ask for something simple, a hose connector, a faucet washer, a piece of PVC pipe, suddenly it's like you just asked them to explain quantum physics. Let me check with Jerry. Oh, good. The mysterious Jerry, the oracle of plumbing supplies, who's apparently on lunch break for 24/7. So let's dole out some Dick Buttons punishments. The competency test. Every Home Depot employee must assemble an IKEA bookshelf before every shift. No instructions, no excuses. If it wobbles, you're demoted to greeter. The knowledge gauntlet. You want to wear that orange apron? You have to pass a 100-question quiz on basic tools. And if you say I don't know more than 3 times, you're reassigned to watering the fake plants. The aisle of shame. When a customer asks for help and you can't deliver, you have to walk them to the correct aisle holding a sign that says, I work here, but I don't know why. And the ultimate punishment. 1 weekend of actual home repairs, drywall, electrical, plumbing, all by yourself. No YouTube allowed. Let's see how cocky that, I think aisle 14 confidence holds up then. So yeah, Home Depot, maybe start hiring people who actually know what a wrench is. Because right now, your helpers are about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. And Rebecca from Oregon, thank you for spinning that wheel straight into my blood pressure. This one needed to be said.
You thought he was finished, but he's back with a slam. It's a Dick Buttons bonus rant. Oh, damn.
That's right, folks. It's time for a bonus rant. So buckle the hell up, because it's time for a Dick Buttons public service announcement. Brought to you by common sense, decency, and the spirit of not being a complete and utter buzzkill. Let's talk about Halloween. You know, that one glorious night where kids roam the streets dressed like tiny ghouls, superheroes, princesses, and zombies. Their sole mission? Candy. Sweet, sugary, tooth-rotting, dentist-pleasing candy. Not pamphlets, not fruit, not moral lessons disguised as trick-or-treats. Fucking candy. So imagine my outrage, my full-on nuclear-level rage when little Timmy skips up to your porch and says trick-or-treat with the pure joy of a sugar-fueled angel, and you, yes you sadistic soul-sucking miser, drop an apple in his bag. A fucking apple? Are you kidding me? What is this, a 1950s lunchroom? This ain't a PTA meeting, Granny Smith. Nobody wants your fiber content. They want Skittles, Snickers, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, and a sugar high that'll make them vibrate into another dimension. And don't even get me started on the pamphlet people. Oh yeah, the repent or burn crowd, the Jesus hates costumes brigade, or worse, the sugar is poison freaks handing out leaflets about childhood obesity. Lady, it's one fucking night. Let the kid eat a damn Milky Way before you start preaching your own low-carb gospel. Oh, and then there's the grandma candy. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The stuff that's been sitting in a crystal bowl since the Nixon administration. Those ancient strawberry-wrapped hard candies or the butterscotch discs so fused together that they formed a single candy planet. And you hand those out like you're doing the Lord's work? Those candies have seen wars, hurricanes, and multiple presidencies. They've outlived the people who bought them. And let's not forget the psychos giving out toothbrushes. I'm sorry. What? Is this your little passive-aggressive note to society? Brush your teeth, kids. Sugar is bad. Newsflash, Dr. Buzzkill. You're not saving the world. You're just guaranteeing that your house gets egged before sunrise. Halloween is supposed to be fun. It's about indulgence, chaos, and pretending the world is in a flaming dumpster fire for one night. So keep those fucking apples, your pamphlets, and your ancient grandma candies, and hand out chocolate, gummies, caramel, and joy. Because if I walk up to your porch and you drop a freaking granola bar in my bag, I swear I'm coming back next year with 24 eggs.
He's bold, he's sharp, and he's in the know. Season 4's here, and it's time to go. Buckle up, kid, the ride's full blow. You're stepping inside the Vincenzo
That's right, everybody. You know by that theme song, it can only mean one thing. It is time for the Vincenzo. And that means to my right.
As always, humbled and honored.
Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
How are you?
Very good.
I'm a little bit stressed.
What's going on?
Well, my Facebook account was disabled on Saturday. 20 years of building an audience, over 5,000 followers with no explanation. I appealed it, but the appeal took 2 minutes, not even, and they said it could take anywhere from 4 days to several weeks to resolve, and I don't know what the fuck I did.
I think you just got more famous than you thought you would.
Well, I did some research, and according to Reddit, over last weekend, thousands of accounts were added. So I don't think this is something specific to me. I think it's a bot AI thing that they did a wide swooping thing, and who knows if they're going to rectify it or not. But if it's not rectified within 180 days, it all goes away forever. Now, we're going to drink after I finish this. Not only will the Dick Buttons page go away, but my Fallen Angel AI music page goes away. The podcast Facebook group goes away. The other in-town group that I run, which with over 9,000 members, goes away. So I spent some of the day yesterday on LinkedIn searching people who worked at Facebook and just DMing them. Yeah, listen, I'll take a leg up any way I can.
Sure.
If all it takes is someone who can say, oh, okay, I'll look at this, and they'll just turn it back on. But that's the pipe dream. So Mark Zuckerberg, if you're listening, if my account gets deactivated forever, fuck you. Or you're really one of my favorite people in the world if you could figure out this and just get me back my account. Or if I did something wrong, tell me. I don't know. There's the @followers button that you can use once a day. And I've been advertising the podcast that way.
Mm-hmm.
If they're saying that's excessive advertising, then why allow us to do it once a day?
Right.
I don't know. But so that means I have here a bottle of Phantom Proprietary Red 2021.
Sounds a little spooky for Halloween.
Yeah, it does. It has trees on the bottle.
Shadow thing that one.
We'll check this out. How was your week, by the way? Oh no, we're going to talk about Vincenzo and I went to the Waldorf Estate of Fear in not Saylorsburg. It was past Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania.
All the way in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it was deep into Pennsylvania. Well, let's pour the alcohol first before we get into our review. Nothing like sound effects. And listen, Mark, if you are listening, Mr. Zuckerberg, I apologize using the F word.
The password was spooky wheel gets the whole.
Yeah, I don't. Listen, in the big scheme of things,
that's a lot of effort then to backtrack and start over.
Yeah, but I was talking about it at work today, and the woman that works for me, she is only 24. And she goes, "What are you upset about? Only old people use Facebook anyway."
I'm worried for me and all the other old people.
Now, I do have an Instagram account. I do have an X account. I do have TikTok. I have.
Aren't the Facebook and the Instagram tied together?
That's the funniest fucking thing. Meta owns both of them. Really? Although I will say I was not using Instagram as frequently or as diligently as I was Facebook. Same name.
Did things cross over into Instagram?
No, I posted independently, so it wasn't as intensive as Facebook was. No, I started posting today. Let's see what fucking happens. Because they have Facebook ads that you could pay for. So if they're mad that I was @followers to advertise the podcast, when they want me to pay, say that then. Don't just fucking all right, don't get me started.
There he goes.
No.
And have a wireless intersection at the back.
I like the color of this one.
Go. Blood egg thing going on.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, dear flag. I'm having my first glass of wine. Oh,
you know what?
I just chipped a tooth.
That sounded loud. It sounded loud on the headphones. It's not going to be loud on the mic. Cheers, my brother.
Cheers. By the way, you're part Russian. What is the Russian cheers?
Oh, it's Das Vidonia, or
I think that's Russian for that's where the bathroom is. Where's the bathroom? Das Vidonia.
Let me see. Cheers in Russian.
Because that's where we should be going.
Cheers in Russian is Vashi Zodiv.
Yeah, I told you were talking about the bathroom the other way down the hallway. But the other thing, Das Vidanya is like have a good trip or see you later or something.
Oh, let me do Google Translate because Googling it didn't. Google Translate. All right, enter text. English. Cheers. Dead air. You gotta love dead air.
I'm looking forward to going to the gym after this glass of wine.
You're not going to the gym.
Oh, sure I am. I'm not using free weights, that's for sure. For everybody's safety.
It's Vashi, Vashe, Vashi, Zdorov apostrophe ye. Now there is a pronunciation thing. Let's see what. I'd rather just say cheers, to be honest, but
I think in Italian it's chin. What is it, Russian?
Oh, you know why it's not letting me do that? Because I have
blocked you.
No, because I have the phone on.
Are you the guy from Facebook? Blocked.
Here we go. Let's see.
Ваше здоровье. Ваше здоровье. Ваше здоровье.
She's been drinking already, I believe.
Join the group. Little day drinking in Russia.
I think that's
never heard of it.
I think that's pretty funny. I'll just say cheers.
What an anomaly.
All right, so Waldorf State of Fear. Every year, Vincenzo and I, and we were doing this for.
And who picked this attraction?
You did.
But you could give me noise about it before we were going.
I was because
and you were covering your bases there. I don't give you. You said they're going. Oh man, I read some reviews.
I did. Well, you read the same review, so I'm not.
We did have 4 attraction. There was one kind of a dud. So thank goodness the other 3.
Okay, we'll get there. So every year for how long now?
Yeah.
Since the kids were small, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, not small. Teenagers?
Yeah, because we brought them into Philadelphia, to the penitentiary.
So I would say over 15 years.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Some years we do 2. Take the kids to one and just the 2 of us. And we tend to stick with Pennsylvania because we've learned that New Jersey and New York, the actors can't touch you. Although no one touched us on Saturday.
No, but they were more animated. And I appreciated that.
Yes. So the 4 attractions, and one was Infection. One was the Corn Maze, and it had a name, and I don't remember. It was something. Corn Maze was in the name.
Like Corn Maze of Fear or something.
I don't know. And then we should have wrote this shit down. Well, the first one we went through was the all indoor one. The elevator guy. Oh wait, was the elevator that guy, or was that a different one?
I think we should just go through them as we remember them.
Well, no, I want to get it right because. Well, the first one was the door code, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what I liked about this attraction, it wasn't only people jumping out and scaring you. You had shit to do. Like the first one we went into, there was a crazy woman behind another door saying, "You got to enter the code to get out. Enter the code." And it was an actual like.
It was a code, but no.
Yeah, with the light. Yeah. And the code wasn't fucking working. There were 5 of us in our group, and she kept saying, "Use the code, use the code." And then it got to the point where we were not getting out of that fucking room, and she had to run around to the other side and open the door, and then come back and get back into character. Why the code didn't work, and it wasn't just one person trying; it was multiple people.
Right, they were doing it, you know.
Well, we think they were doing it. They probably changed the code, didn't tell them. That aspect of it, the interactive aspect was pretty cool. The sets were great.
Fantastic, good eye to detail.
Not gonna complain about the sets. And the actor interaction. And I'm gonna jump in between the attractions because for those of you who don't even live in the fucking state, you're not gonna or nearby or haven't been there, you're not gonna know which. But the one attraction hit every major Halloween slasher. From Leatherface to Jason to Michael to It to Beetlejuice, who I married.
It's funny that Beetlejuice starts it off on a crazy note, and then which was great because that was a great introduction to kind of.
And he was good. The guy playing Beetlejuice was fantastic, fantastic. And he said he needed to get. He said, "I need a favor from one of you guys here." He goes, "I need," and he didn't even finish the word "need," and I raised my hand. He goes, "I need to get married." And so he goes, "Oh, thank you, sir." And he took my arm. He walked behind the tombstone. And I don't know if you heard what he said to me when we got behind the tombstone. He goes, "Oh, dude, thanks for playing." Yeah, so he was happy that
you didn't hear what the girls behind me said.
Oh, what they said?
She said, "Dude, you taking your friend away?" I said, "I don't care. I got car keys."
So, and then he ended his speech with, "And if you see Jason, give him a message for me." And I forget what he even said to say.
Tell him he's a total wimp.
No, was it?
Because you elevated it.
No, it wasn't an insult. I don't think.
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh,
it was telling when you see him, tell him he's a.
Oh no, tell him I'm the ghost with the most. That's what he said.
Okay, but he was trying to.
It was a rank. So when we saw Jason, I changed it a little bit, and I said,
actually, you changed it when Beetlejuice said that. You said, "No, I'm gonna."
Oh yeah. So when I saw Jason, I said, "Oh, Beetlejuice has a message for you. He says you're a little bitch." And then everybody laughed, and then that was the running joke through this walkthrough.
I carried that through everything. I reminded you through every slasher. I was like, "Oh."
So I would say,
don't you have a message for Jason?
And some people, it looked like some of the actors appreciated it. Others didn't. I don't think.
I think most of them did. They, because they probably get it all the time. People go in, they're probably, people take a few sips from a flask and go on in. And
we were not doing that, by the way.
Well, we had our little bit of wine, but we were fine.
Well, let's take a detour before we get into the rest of the attraction. That fucking restaurant, that
Polish food,
Babuni's Table.
Babuni's Table.
If you're ever in Stralersburg, Pennsylvania, that was a banjo. I'll edit the banjo in after. Yeah, but it looked like a husband and wife.
Right.
Oh no, she came.
She was a friend.
Oh, a friend. That's right. Because she doesn't even work there. She goes, he asked me to help. I said, oh, okay. I will say this. Some of the best, if not the best, pierogies and potato pancakes I've ever had.
Incredible. It's just unbelievable.
And a lot of fucking food. And they were just as good the day after, because I had them for dinner the day after and reheated in the the air fryer. They were very good.
Potato pancakes through the lighting.
It was very good. All right, so we started off with the restaurant. That was great. Again, that first attraction, or I don't know if it was the second or first, the interaction with the actors was fantastic. The sets for that one, they really paid attention to detail. We also came across I forgot what they're called from the TV show The Last of Us. There's a name. There's a name for the creatures because they're like, it's like a fungus that takes over the. Right. I forget. That costume was a little cheesy, but their attention to detail for the other stuff was pretty decent. A lot of flashing lights and
a few jump scares. Good background music.
Good background music. The other thing I enjoyed, there was an elevator operator where they put us into a pseudo elevator and asked the girl to press the button, and you pressed it wrong. And this guy needed therapy, and if he didn't, he was a good actor because he seemed a little bit unhinged. And one of the best things for me that night, when she hit the wrong button on the elevator, the lights started like going on and off. And he was doing like this back bending thing.
Just like he's being possessed.
Like from the Evil Dead, they did that too. I think she bent over backwards. He must have been a contortionist because he did it. Yeah, he did a good job. But while he was bending over backwards, the lights were going on and off, and you can't see shit.
No.
And when the lights came back on, he was like literally 2 inches from my face. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't feel him there. It's so funny how light changes. You would think that someone that close to your face.
Yeah, but it happened in an instant. So quick, the light went off, and boom, he was already in position.
So, but my question is, how did he not? He's in the dark, right? I mean, unless he had special. I don't think he had goggles on or anything.
No, I think we just take a chance that somebody didn't move forward, and we just, and he probably practiced it enough, And
I could have sued, just like I could have sued when I tore my knee up. That was fun. What was the one that wasn't that good? Oh yeah. Because they had us like on a scavenger hunt. We got instructions on when you see a guy with a brown hoodie. We never saw the guy. Maybe he was eaten by the zombies. I don't know.
Maybe he pulled out sick.
That was the running joke. Yes. There were kids, because we were probably the oldest people there. Came out with a floppy disk, which, by the way, you're handing a bunch of Gen Zers an actual floppy disk. I think that's what that kid was saying. He goes, "What the fuck is this?"
You should have said, "Put it on your turntable."
Yeah.
See what it does.
I thought he was saying, "Oh, they never asked me for this." I don't think he knew what the fuck it was.
He didn't know it.
A verbatim floppy disk. Now I know we went over age groups of our listeners. Most of you motherfuckers know what a verbatim. That's the brand, but what a floppy disk is.
I think you were speaking German there for a minute.
That's better than the Russian cheers. I'd rather say verbatim.
By the way,
although I know what a German cheers is. It's not. It's a Prost. Prost. I was doing that. Yes. Prost. Yeah. So all in all, I had a good time. The corn maze was good too.
Right.
And there was some inside with that. I believe there was in and out with that.
Correct.
The corn maze was all the actors, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was nice that it wasn't extremely supervised. So then you had to figure out your path, and sometimes you came into a dead end and you had to turn a little.
Well, yeah, because we're all stupid. And the weather was good because I could imagine it was some of the reviews that I read that if it rained, they close the other 3 and only keep the house up. Now I'd be pissed if we paid. I mean, it was $80 for the VIP, and with that we got fast pass. I guess as you explain it, and it wasn't really that crowded. We would have had to have waited probably 20 minutes to get into the attraction, but I mean, with the fast pass, we got right in, and we got a fucking t-shirt. Which, by the way, the large is way too big. I didn't wash it yet, but still, I can just look at it. You washed it already?
I can drive it,
and it shrinks. Okay. All right.
Oh, by the way, that 5th attraction, the one with the porta potty.
Oh, I didn't do that one.
Not really scary. Doesn't smell.
Listen, I have no issue using a porta potty, and how do you keep those clean? You can't. It's just that fucking liquid in the thing, right?
Yeah, some strong chemicals. But you know what? You can smell the chemical. I mean, probably by then it was somewhere in its mid-cycle. Oh.
This wine is fucking good, man.
Is it already?
Who makes?
Have I had?
Nope, I've never had it. But who makes Phantom? Phantom can't be the winery.
Opera.
Oh, Boggle. Or Bogle.
That is?
Yeah, I've seen wines with that across the label. Okay. So I know what this is.
Is it just a red blend?
It's a red blend, a proprietary red blend. So I know what wineries do. Boggle, when they have a batch that doesn't come out optimal, they slap another fucking label on it.
Can't do that in Italy.
Why not?
It's so government regulated that they come in with, and you think, from our perspective, you think, oh, how much money do you have? I mean, how much money do you have to slip them to get that by? It doesn't. It's got to be from that region. It's got to be from that field. It's got to taste like the other bottle. So it's very strictly controlled. The cleanliness and the accuracy of the wine is incredible.
Right, but if they have runoff or a batch
not get served. Because they've got a reputation.
Well, where's Camus from? Is that Italy? That's California, Camus.
Yeah.
They do the same thing. They do it every year.
Imagine, if it doesn't taste.
And they call it, like, they give it a special name, not like the shit of the litter. Because who would buy that?
Correct. But there's no wiggle room in Italy for something like that. I don't know how. I imagine France is probably the same way. There's no wiggle room. It doesn't taste. Guess what? Give it to the workers in unlabeled bottles. Knock yourself out. There's no wiggle room.
I'm going to research where the Phantom comes from. I guarantee you that scenario is correct.
Is this the logical letter?
I don't know. Because it's good, but I see Boggle or Bogle. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. But I've seen bottles of wine with that name across the front label.
Okay.
All right, let's look. All right. We have Google at our disposal.
It's very good, though. I wouldn't.
No, it's good. I mean, listen, after the third glass, who gives a shit anyway? Boggle or Biggle with my big fat fucking fingers.
When I say it's Bogle, 2 G's would be Boggle.
The game. Wasn't there a game, Boggle?
I think there was. The board game, correct?
No, it was the letters in the you shake the letters and you throw it down and then you got to make words out of it. I think that's Boggle. Boggle, Phantom, proprietary red.
How much does that bottle run?
That was $14. So again, that lends it to my theory. Phantom red.
So Bogle.
Boggle Phantom is a proprietary red wine from California known for its full-bodied, jammy, and spicy profile. It is a blend, typically features Petit Syrah and Zinfandel, with notes of dark berries, pepper, and spices complemented by oak aging. The wine is often described as having long, lingering finish with hints of tobacco. Fuck you with the tobacco in wine. And clove.
I don't have a palate like you do.
I don't.
But because I feel that you really have a sense of red wine. Sometimes when it hits the back of my tongue, I can catch some of those things. I can't catch all those things. I definitely taste the oaky. But you know what? Not even being a smoker, maybe that's secondhand smoke, I get a little tobacco-y thing on the back of my tongue, way in the back.
You used to smoke?
No.
Oh.
I'm thinking the secondhand smoke that I had from when I was working in the hospitality business.
I told you this story, but maybe my listeners didn't know this, and I may have said it on another episode, but the reason I never smoked, the first girl I ever tongue kissed was a smoker. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
Looking in an ashtray.
I never want that taste in my mouth again.
That's the wise.
So, I guess I'm going to one more Google search, because is Phantom Red a runoff of Boggle?
Maybe this is why you're getting kicked off of Facebook.
What?
Well, this investigation, maybe they don't want you to know. They slip them a $30 bill to get him out.
The truth is out there. What show?
Excellent.
One of my favorites. I started rewatching that 2 days ago.
They're bringing it back.
Yes, they're doing another season. Yes.
I think they're.
Oh, you mean not with them? Fuck that. I'm not watching it.
I think they're using them as a bridge for a new couple.
Oh, fuck that. So
Make it work.
No.
They do it right.
No.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Nope.
When they redid it as a series, fantastic.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt were not as captivating as Mulder and Scully. Mulder and Scully had 12 seasons together.
Correct.
You're not going to capture that lightning in a bottle. Sorry.
Never seen it.
Okay.
Godfather 2 is better than Godfather 1.
That's different. That's different, though. Different. Apples and oranges.
Okay, that is really apples and oranges. You're correct. I guess I would hope that it would.
Okay.
Because the first was such a lame one.
And I'm 2 for 2. Yes, Boggle Phantom is a runoff of a line of wines from the main Boggle family vineyards winery. The Phantom line is a proprietary red blend named after the phantom legend of the Scottish ghost that is said to have traveled to the Boggle family with the Boggle family to California.
After this podcast, you're not going to be on Instagram either, are you?
I'm not going to get, and so much for getting free samples from Boggle. So the runoff does it just means they're using the Boggle name, and I'm it's not on the internet, but I think I'm right. Because why do that? Why?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
No, somebody looked at it and go, what are we going to do with that? I'll tell you what we're going to do with that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Caymus is a very expensive wine. That shit's like, you can get it for $900 a bottle.
I wonder if they do that with other high-end bottles, like quilt wine. They have these, lower bottles that you can tell don't taste as good as the top bottle. They're higher quilt.
To show you, I mean, you said my palate's sophisticated. On business trips, I've had people wheel out $3,000 bottles of red wine,
right?
And I think Apothic Dark was better.
But that's what I'm saying about your palate. You, just like a lot of reviews I've read, you don't have to buy that $4 bottle of wine to get a great wine. And I've read it over and over. That's why I think you're on mark when you say, and you've had expensive bottles of wine and you went, oh, that was good.
Yes.
And you've had ones that were like expensive and they were like, yeah, not so good.
There are the wine snobs that if I say I like Apothic Dark, excuse me, that's bullshit. There's no way a $12 bottle of wine tastes as good because
you gotta know your wine.
My buddy, I'm not going to give his name. I work with him. He's a sommelier. He took the class, so you would think, and he listens to this podcast. He can get pissed, but like he shits on anything below a certain price point. Like there's no way it could be good. And so, I'm not of that ilk. I mean, I've had the very now. Listen, I've had a $300-$400 bottle of wine that was, yes, I could go, oh my God, this is heavenly. But then so is Apothic Dark. Never disappoints.
Correct.
Now, I remember my sister, a family member of her husband's had passed, and he had a wine cellar.
Okay.
And she at family functions would bring all these bottles, like from 1980 and shit. The number of them that were good was like minimal. Some of them were like clumpy and vinegary, and I guess that's the way they were stored. But age does not necessarily mean a good bottle of wine.
And it could be aged too long. Also, there's.
I think white is that. Well, white you don't even have to age. White is fine right off the thing, right out of the. But a red, no. I think the theory is the longer the better, unless it's not stored properly.
No, because I think there's some wines, depending on what they are, aged differently. Because when they open a bottle of wine and pour a little in a glass for you to taste, it's for you to taste to see if it went bad, not for you to taste and say, "Oh yeah, that tastes good." It's actually to see if it was spoiled. And the other half of the is has to go to the bottom.
I don't think that's coming out in the sound though. So my sommelier friend, if you're listening, in the comments, tell me how much you hate Apothic Dark. And what I would like to do, actually, I've had him over for dinner, and he brought a bottle. We finished it, and then I poured the Apothic. He drank it. I don't know. He said he was okay, but I don't know if he was just saying that. Wine doesn't have to be expensive to be good.
Sure does not.
Mark Zuckerberg, if you're listening, please reinstate my Facebook account.
I'll send you a bottle of red.
I'll send you a bottle of Phantom Red, which I'm sure you don't even purchase because you're so fucking rich. Oh wait, I'm trying to be nice to you.
He drives a Cadillac CTS V Blackwing car. You would think you could have Shadies and what you may, and you could have every supercar with brand new. He has a souped up Cadillac, a factory souped up Cadillac. I think
he's trying to be edgy. I think.
Well, I think he knows what he likes. He sees it and he goes, "I don't care if it's Cadillac."
Speaking of Cadillac, I saw that what's that guy on YouTube? Lou, the guy with the baseball. No, Lou Labs or something. He does all the unboxing of phones and shit and cars. Cadillac has a new all electric, not the Lyric, has a weird name. And it's a minivan. Actually, it's not Cadillac, it's Mercedes.
I'm gonna say Mercedes.
Hold on. I'm gonna look. Oh, yeah. Today's a Google day. It's badass, by the way, for a minivan. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it sold here?
It was a concept.
Okay.
So they had a whole day with it. But I guess eventually Mercedes electric minivan.
Because I know it would be big in Europe. I'm wondering if that's something that will cross the pond.
No, this is not the name.
What was special about it?
It looked like something out of the future because it was a concept car. So
did you see some of their other stuff that they've had concepts lately? Crazy looking, look like Bentleys with big ass grills, and it looks like retro Batmobile looking crazy stuff. It looks very good.
I'm gonna look up on YouTube because that's all I'm seeing on YouTube are these Elvis Soro 2 clips. And by the way, fuck you, Soro 2 too, because I got an invite code from somebody, so I have a valid license to use it. And it's intermittent that I can create shit. It'll say this goes against our standards for third-party likeness. How many fucking Elvis videos do you see out there?
All over Instagram.
Yeah, I know.
All over Instagram.
How are they doing it?
Now they're stuck on my feed because I watched it once. So now it's like every fourth one.
Yeah, but who do they know?
Maybe they're slipping in that $30 bill.
Minivan, electric, EV. It had a really weird name. Oh, the Maybach.
No, that's their ultra luxury division.
Yeah, but this was a concept.
There's a Maybach. And
this was a concept.
Okay. The Maybach, what?
It's all electric.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, and when you look,
what makes it cool?
Look at the inside though. It looks like a fucking office. And there's like a 60-inch TV that slides out from behind the driver's seat.
By the way, you can do that now in the streets. You can have them pimped out like that. But that's a
look at that wheel though.
That's a great looking shape.
Yeah, so that it was cool.
Very sleek.
When I'm rich, whenever. Yes, just pour yourself. Oh yes.
Okay. You're gonna do the right afterwards.
I'm kind of, listen, I'm going back to the Facebook thing again. If I think about it too much, I do get depressed.
You put a lot of work.
20 years. I've had it since it came out.
Is it because you're not using your real name? Have you?
No, because here's the thing. I thought about that.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Newsflash: Dick Buttons is not my real name, kids. I see other pages that have the Meta verified check next to it that are not a fucking name. Like it's a name of a thing, and they're Meta verified. Now look, I guess maybe that's the way out of this. If I ever can get in touch with somebody, if I want to pay the $8 a month,
is there I wonder if there's an algorithm the bot's going after. The people on Reddit are very, very savvy. They their information. Go, by the way, I've gotten a lot of useful information out of Reddit.
But here's the thing: like on Reddit, again, a rash of these deactivations happened last weekend, over between Friday and Sunday, and it's a cross section of it's just some people who said they run their businesses off the other pages that are off the main page, so they can't run their business. I got requests backing up on the local page that I run here for the area that we live in. I got other Facebook friends going, can you make me admin? I said, hey, I can't get on. If I can make you admin, I'd make you admin. So for all you people who have pages out there, have a backup admin. No, just have a backup admin, because if this happens to you, the pages are gone. Yeah.
And I wonder if it was one one example, and then they lumped everybody together and sent the bots out.
I think we were talking about it at work today, and I hate to waste valuable podcast time with this.
Is it a rant?
No.
Well, this is a rant. This is valid.
Okay.
So go
on. No, I think it's the advertising part of it. I think if it's not just an AI bot swoop that caught up a bunch of people,
right.
I think I was advertising all the cool interviews that we have coming up,
right.
once a day, which is the only time they let you use the @followers. Okay. Or one of my 5,000 followers or over 5,000 followers complained.
What was he complaining about?
Well, that every day they were getting a post from me about upcoming guests that we're having on the podcast. And my boss said to me, I'm your friend. And I thought it was annoying. So if it's just someone, because you become friends on Facebook with people.
By the way, is this the same guy who doesn't like to pop it dog?
No, not the same code. No, my boss. No, that's not the same. No names, but no, it's not the same guy. Yeah, so who knows? And I don't want to dwell. If I dwell on it, I get upset and I get all bent out of shape. But I do have a contingency plan to, I had my friends set up a Discord server for me. If Facebook is gone, maybe I do a Discord server and I concentrate on Instagram and X. And I did. All right, Mark Zuckerberg, if you're listening, turn off the headphones now. I was able to set up temporary accounts on Facebook for Dick Buttons and for Fallen Angel AI Music and for the World According to Dick Buttons podcast.
Right.
Based off an other page that I had created way back that I never used. And I went to change the name from what it was actually work related, but and it was unused page, so no history or whatever. And I changed the name to Richard. It wouldn't let me do Dick Buttons to Richard Buttons, but then it said, "Hey, your account is flagged for 10 days because we think you're impersonating somebody else." So
you're myself.
So as Richard Buttons, I can't do anything, but I created the Dick Buttons page, the Fallen Angel page, and the World According to Dick Buttons page off of that Richard Buttons page. And I'm able to go on the AI groups that I'm on. Oh, by the way, you never posted that.
I did twice. It kept disappearing. I would put it on. It would be there.
Wait.
And then it would be gone.
In the sharing thread?
Yes.
The daily sharing thread?
Yes. And then it was gone. Where did it go? So then I tried it again and I just stared at it until and then I could see it.
I haven't seen it. I will reach out.
Afterwards, maybe we'll show you.
I'm tight with the mod. So okay. I was a moderator on that fucking page until my Facebook account got taken away. So now I'm not. But as soon as it gets rectified, I'll be a mod again. Maybe it went in to get approved and he hasn't approved it yet. I'll reach out to him tonight.
And then I'll show you afterwards what I did see something of that. But
But if it was there and then it went away, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't know. And we'll work on finishing up your album, doing the DistroKid, and I have another video premiering on Friday on the Fresh Friday Fest, they call it. Last week was nerve-wracking. I was the third video in queue. This Friday I'm first, so there's no really anxiety for me.
First is worse.
No, because I followed two fucking amazing videos. And look, everybody has their niche, everybody has their expertise. But the group of guys and girls in this AI Music Society on Facebook, check it out if you're into AI music, are a bunch of great people. Yeah. Very supportive. I mean, you've been on the group, you see what goes on there. I'm in other AI groups.
They're not slamming each other, very open-minded, very accepting.
Yeah, because we're all there for the same thing, and you shouldn't be shitting on people. And I'll give him a shout out. Dom Ferreira, the curator and head mod of the AI Music Society Facebook page, had a Hall of Fame YouTube show last night because they run contests.
Right.
cool contests, man. Speed of sound contest where you have 3 hours to write a song about a specific subject.
Oof.
And get it up there. There's a guy, James, Jaims. We don't know who the fuck he is, but he has a contest now for every letter of the alphabet. A was first, B was second, C. I won the A one. But anyway, my point was the Hall of Fame show. I had 1, 2, 3, 4 videos. And it felt pretty good. And I was out last night, so I missed the whole show. But I came in at the tail end when one of my last videos was playing, so that was fun. We'll get your video premiered. Well, now, Dom, you're listening. Now you're gonna know that. I didn't even say what you are yet. So, okay, all right.
We didn't talk about genre. We didn't talk about name. We didn't talk about.
We didn't talk about my coworker who doesn't like cheap wine. We're at 40 minutes already. You know, I put together the episode today. With the guest and the other segments, we were at an hour. So we'll go another couple minutes. And I think if they see the episode is an hour and 40, I think some people just go.
No, it's an attention span, right?
Our content's really good, though. But I mean,
Yeah, I just, people have things to do. They're busy.
I think it's fun, though, now that the listeners are involved because my 2 favorite segments, which I do every week now, is the listener lightning round and the rant roulette. I think that's fun. I think get them involved. And I don't know how much you listen. Do you see? I'm
walking the dog and listening.
So I'm recreating. I'm generating the questions with voices for the listener lightning round.
Yes. And by the way, this reminds me of something else. But keep going.
I should have said. I thought maybe people leaving voice messages, but you could tell that I think it adds a little depth to instead of me just reading the question. And what's your story?
So I had a moment of weakness. I went to Taco Bell. So I need a little something
before here
for the day drinking. Let me knock a couple of Taco Supreme back because I need to get to the gym. So we got to be somewhat lucid. And go up to the drive-thru. It's all AI voice generated.
No.
Hi. At first, I thought it was just a greeting, and then the real person gets on and said, "Hi, welcome to Taco Bell. Can I take your order?" And I said, "Now, do I want the crunchy taco supremes? Do I want a burrito? What's going to make the less mess? I got some napkins here." And I paused, and the thing came back on again. "Hi, are you ready for your order?" And I said, "I am." "Okay, what would you like?" And it wasn't the guy up in the front because when I, got my order in a completely different voice. It was all AI generated. But then I said that and said, "Would you like a drink?" I said, "And that's very good. Thank you." "Okay, then you both." It was all AI.
What would happen?
Response.
What would happen if you I'll have 2 Big Macs, a Whopper. What would it do?
I'm sorry, we don't have that on our menu.
You think it would know that?
Absolutely.
What if you just started singing "Skip to My Lou"? I don't know why I thought of that song, but
we'll call the police and get a sobriety test going right away for you.
I haven't had Taco Bell, so was it good?
Okay.
I was always a big proponent of Taco Bell.
All their food tastes the same.
Oh, it does different shape, different thing.
Correct. Some are crunchy and taste the same, some are soft and taste the same.
Although I hear people raving about the fucking chicken now. Mm-hmm. The chicken nuggets, and they put the chicken nuggets in a burrito, in a quesadilla. But how fucking good could it be? I mean,
you're probably not sober when you're ordering that food and everything tastes good.
Although my son worked there, and he said it's quite disgusting. The only real food, like real meat, is the steak and the chicken. Like the ground beef is dehydrated. They add water to a bag.
It's probably Soylent Green.
That's probably people.
I watch too much Instagram. Do you know what you're eating? That could be.
Knowledge, everyone says knowledge is power. I disagree. Not with everything. With some things it is, but not knowledge with everything is power.
Sometimes it's anxiety.
So we'll close out. It is, we are recording this on a Wednesday. Saturday is my annual Halloween bash. This is number 27. I've been having this party for 27 years. It is one of the highlights of my year. I transformed the entire house into a dungeon, much to the dismay of other people in this house. It is so much fun. It's a lot of work, but I do like, especially there's new people coming this year.
Great.
And I love the looks on their faces, like, you're a fucking maniac. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
But you're doing it right.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
Halloween is cool. Christmas is it's a tie. I can't choose between the two. I don't know. I do the Christmas City. It's almost as, I don't know.
It's done well. I just think your passion is Halloween. You know, so it's close. I think Halloween edges it out a little bit.
But I'm looking forward to that. And give me some suggestions. I didn't get any suggestions. Last week I asked for suggestions. Oh boy. Suggestions for Vincenzo and I to talk about on the Vincenzone. The wine is, all right, so 2 glasses. All I had today was my bag of pistachios and my protein drink.
Actually,
no, don't be an enabler.
Would you like Taco Bell for your friend?
Nah, that's funny. Where was I going?
So suggestions.
Oh yeah, I want suggestions for the two of us to talk about on the Vincenzo. Not that we need, but we want to get the listeners involved. You guys are already kicking ass with the rant roulette and the listener lightning round. I guess I could take some of the shit from there and we could talk about that.
Yeah, gotta do a recap of the Halloween party.
I am convinced. We shot video on Saturday on the way to we never followed up on that. Yeah, for the attraction. But if we can get consensus from some people at the party on Saturday, we could do a walkthrough of the decorations and we could do that live.
That would be great.
And we'll see. I've never done a live broadcast before. I heard it's like OnlyFans. Is there a tip jar button? I'm not sure.
Without the gratification.
Why? Listen, why can't we do an OnlyFans? Maybe that's how I could advertise the podcast on an OnlyFans account. No? Okay. All right. Listen, is there anything you want to say to everybody, sir?
I don't think. Vincenzo, or go home.
Thank you, sir, for spending some time with me. And I don't have my outro thing queued up because I've already had 2.5 glasses of wine. But thank you for spending your time with me this week. I appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll see you next week. Over and out.
His opinion he's ready to grant. He's angry and ready to rain. From the madness of the world today, Dick's gonna tear it down his way.